Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Candid Meena. Today we are going to do something different, and in the sense that we are going to discuss 5G technology, and it's going to be soon adopted soon in India, and we'll see all the details with regards to that. So coming to 5G technology, and 5G is to drive India's mobile data revenue up to 67% by the year 2026, according to reports. Now, 5G adoption in India is going to soon be a reality, and internet connectivity is critical for making the Digital India project inclusive and widespread use of optical fiber in the remote corners of the country. So, it's going to be available all over the country, not only metropolitan cities but also rural villages, and that's the initiative of Digital India, as you know, of the central government. Now, India has already over 117 crore telecom users and more than 82 crore internet subscribers. So, India is one of the fastest growing markets for digital consumers. A 2019 McKinsey study rated India as the second fastest digitizing economy in the world. So, digital infrastructure, which seamlessly integrates with physical and traditional infrastructure, is critical to India's growth story and the country's trust towards self-reliance. So, you can understand that India is a huge market for mobile anything with to do with mobile apps, because more than three-fourth, or I would say 80% of the population spend their time on mobile phones, and mobile phones have become very accessible. So you know that you can get mobile phones with full internet capabilities in India for less than even 500 rupees. So that's also possible. Now, 5G technology is going to make inroads into the country very soon, and top smartphone manufacturers in India have already released phones with 5G capability. So, as you know, that there are some very good phones in India, which are like brands like Samsung. They have released 5G compatible phones for less than 20,000 rupees, which is very affordable. And there are some other, lesser known brands which have released 5G capable smartphones for less than even 10,000 rupees. So already there are 5G compatible phones in the market in India as of now. So networking equipment that relies on optical fiber and other semiconductor based device ecosystems are at the heart of the building the infrastructure that will be needed when the country takes the next step in the digital journey. So, but the success of initiatives such as BharatNet Phase 3 and the world's largest rural broadband project, which aims to provide broadband connectivity to all 2.5 lakh gram panchayats across the country, hinge on the deployment of high quality fibers. A basic requirement of 5G will be data transmission networks. Optical fiber is the backbone of the digital infrastructure required for this purpose. The data is transmitted by light pulses traveling through long strands of thin fiber. So I was, observing certain things. I was doing my research on 5G networks, and I found something interesting is that there are a lot of telecom providers like Airtel, Geo, which will be providing 5G data plans once it's put into place. And I saw this video from this YouTuber like Technical Guruji, and he tested the Airtel 5G network speed using speed test, and surprisingly enough, it the speed came up to only 250 Mbps, which is like not even which is hardly like 4G speed, and it was not. So theoretically, 5G, if a phone is connected to a 5G network, it should have an ideal speed of 1 GB per second. But to my surprise, it's not that all these networks, are following the theoretical value of these, networks. So, to my surprise, when I saw that video, Airtel, the so-called Airtel 5G network testing, which in Technical Guruji's video, and it's coming only to 250 Mbps per second, which is which is not up to the mark. So I do think that Airtel will improve on this for sure, before it gets rolled out in India when 5G network comes more common. Now, some of the questions which came to my mind is that number one is that 5G data plans, will it be affordable, right? That's a very big question mark. So you're offering very high network speeds. Okay, now if you have a 5G network phone, obviously the 5G data plans will be quite expensive to start with. And number two, will the providers really give you 5G speed? So this is a very big question. You're paying a premium for getting the 5G network, and you have a 5G phone. So you have invested quite a sum of money to get really real high quality speed internet on your phones. But at the end of the day, are you getting 5G speed, right? Are you able to download files at the speed of 1 GB per second? So these are some of the questions which came to my mind, and it remains to be seen if and when it is implemented, that if they will provide speeds which the 5G network is theoretically capable of providing. Now, coming back is that there are a lot of phones which are very affordable, which are 5G compatible, and it is less than even 10,000 rupees. Now, the highly anticipated 5G spectrum auction in India is all set to begin on July 26th of this year. Amid concerns around radiation levels and worries around higher airwave prices. So there's another concern with regards to the 5G. As all of you know, that there has been a lot of controversies that 5G network will cause the death of birds. It will have some environmental issues. So there are a lot of controversies around that, whether it will affect the radiation levels. Now, according to a latest report by Global Data, which is a data and analytics company, the next generation of mobile broadband will drive mobile data usage in the country by 29% and data revenue by 67% between the year 2020 and 2026. So as per the report, major telecom players like Airtel, Reliance Jio, and Vodafone Idea are keen to participate in the 5G spectrum auction to expand their service offerings and increase revenues. The government hopes to see 5G networks covering at least 20 towns and cities across the country by the end of 2022. So the government has very high expectations of 5G networks, and they hope to cover 5G networks in 20 towns and cities across the country. Now, Priya, she is an analyst in thematic intelligence at Global Data, says Airtel is already testing the 5G equipment. However, questions remain over whether it can afford to build 5G meaningfully. Reliance Jio's massive financial resources and existing market position will likely to gain a market-leading position. Vodafone Idea, on the other hand, is struggling due to its weakening customer base and financial position. So it looks like, according to her, that Reliance Jio will likely to capture the market share of 5G networks in India. Now, a very interesting part is that according to Global Data reports, it forecast only 27% of the country's mobile subscribers will be using 5G by 2026. So obviously, 27% is less, I would say, for the Indian population using 5G network. So the only way to increase that base is by effectively reducing the price of the data plans. So, but that's a very huge challenge. At the end of the day, all these telephone network providers also have to make profits to survive. So it'll be quite interesting to see how they manage that. Now, despite higher data prices, 5G promises superior service quality compared to the existing 4G networks. This should encourage digital businesses, including edtech, health tech, agri-tech, fintech, and e-commerce to further accelerate 5G adoption in India. According to this report, when 5G is adopted and implemented, let's say 2 to 3 years from now, that many of these sectors like education technology, health tech, all of these, will invest in building apps which can effectively use the 5G speed, and they will have a lot of, capabilities. Now, earlier this month, the Union Cabinet gave approval to the much awaited 5G spectrum auctions, as well as to the development and setting up of private captive networks as part of its plan to roll out next generation telecom services. They say that 5G will be 10 times faster than 4G. So this is quite interesting, is that once all these things are implemented in India, so you'll have to ask your question, is that, is this the 5G speed which the network provider is providing, is it really 5G speed for the amount of money you are investing in that, in their data plan, and for getting a 5G compatible phone? So these are some of the questions which obviously people are going to ask, and it will be quite interesting to see how this pans out. That's all the news for today. Thank you.